Well, hello everyone. Good morning and welcome to Wednesday. Here we are with our Leapfrog daily video, and today, a couple of things I'd like to talk about. Of course, we're still in the month of September. It is wrapping up here. It's my sister's birthday actually, but it's a different note. Push-ups, sit-ups. How's it going? Deck of cards, making progress. I actually, believe it or not, I do. I see people, I talk to them, and they're still trying to push it out, and that's awesome, man. Good job. Keep it up. Only a few more days, so let's see what we got here. Today, what I wanted to talk about is something that we were discussing last night with one of my little private sessions here. Is when it comes to just to life, but specifically to running, and specifically to running injury, is a lot of times it's learning to pay attention to the whisper. So there's a lot of things that are bad in life that don't have to be bad. They can be mitigated if you learn to listen to the whisper. So the whisper in running is when you're running, it's like, something feels a little off. And it's just a little off. So you just keep running and you don't bother. You just go. And then, a couple days later you run and now you feel that again and you're like, oh, I had that knee pain, I can just run through it. But now instead of whispering, now it's kind of starting to just kind of talk a little bit to you. And then, you think, okay, well, it's the same knee pain, but I can run through it because I've done it before. And then you keep going. And sooner or later, that injury starts yelling and screaming at you. And what happens then is now you're going to be out for a little while. To where if when it whispered to you, you started listening thinking, wait a second, something's not quite right here. What do I need to do? And then you start exploring options, whether that is for running specifically, do I need to modify my time, modify my distance, maybe do some backwards, maybe do some different stretching, maybe my nutrition, maybe my hydration's off and I'm just really tight, maybe I change shoes, maybe the terrain I'm running on isn't really good. For example, if you're running on the beach here in the soft sand, it's giving way and it's causing some pain. So you want to learn to listen to that whisper because it elevates. And the reality is, a lot of things in life whisper. If you have financial problems in life, a lot of times that financial problem started as a whisper. Now, I need to go and buy this. Or everybody else is going to this event or this concert, so I'm going to go too. And what happens is these little things start whispering, oh, I can't necessarily afford to do it, but I'm going to do it anyhow. Everybody's going here, oh, I got a credit card, I'll use it here. And that can cause some financial stress. In interpersonal relationships, there's a lot of whispering that goes on there. When you read your spouse or your friends or your significant other's body language, you can see like things that are kind of being whispered. They're a little standoffish. Or you bring up a topic and their body language becomes closed or they're very avoiding. You can learn to listen to that whisper and think, okay, what is it about this topic or what is it about the situation that's causing a little bit of stress? And you can kind of work on, and as we say, like nip it in the bud, like get there early. It's not easy to do. It's definitely a skill to listen to that whisper. And then of course there becomes the things about, how do you listen to the whisper and not be hypersensitive? For example, in running, once we're over 40, I have this general rule of thumb that it's not an injury unless it's the same spot, same pain in the same spot 3 days in a row. Because when you're over 40, as you know if you are over 40, you can literally wake up out of bed and like pull a muscle. And you can sneeze and pull a muscle. So there's a lot of aches and pains move around. Like as we age, it just kind of happens. In relationships, we always know that there's usually some topic that is just sensitive, that's optional, whether that's talking about some particular area of finance or some particular family member or friend. So you want to be careful about that and not be hypersensitive to, hey, why do you never want to talk about that? So it is a fine line. It's not an absolute rule. But it's something that you want to think about is as you go through life, are you missing the whispers? Are you avoiding the whispers? Are you saying, oh, well, that's a touchy issue. I better get off of that. Or do you have like the strength and the confidence and really the tact to deal with it? If you deal with a whisper with an injury, your rehab time can be really short. If you wait until that whisper becomes a yell, now you're talking about potentially sacrificing a race or sacrificing an event or sacrificing week or weeks till that injury is rehabbed and you're able to get back at it. So that's our thought for the day here. Pay attention to the whisper. I'll talk to you soon, everyone. Thank you. Bye now.